Hello, Buckos! It's Captain Bucko back again, doing something a little bit different today. What am I doing? I'm doing a review on a somewhat older game. The reason being is, well, there's a new one of these out called Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And after finishing Origins last year and thinking it was a pretty fine game, a lot of people said to me that they didn't think it was as good as Black Flag, which is what this game is here, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So, in all fairness, I hadn't actually really played the game much. I decided to go back and revisit it before I get the new one to see if people were right. And well, I don't know if they were right, but do I like this better than Origins? I think actually yes, I do. There seems to be a bit more involved with this one. The missions are all same and, same structure. But what's different about it is that you have a pirate ship, and Captain Bucko, if maybe you hadn't guessed it, is big on pirates. Captain Bucko, captain of the pirates. So, yes, I've been playing this and having a go at it, doing the missions, unlocking the forts, which sort of unlock a new area, and well, yes, very enjoyable. I'll go through all the good things I like about the game. The graphics, surprisingly for an older game. This is the PC version I'm playing. I do have it on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and it does not look as good as the PC, not even close to it. The PC, you can run all the way up to 4K if you like, in the full ultra high res textures. It looks really good. Does it look any worse than Origins? Honestly, not by a lot. No, it doesn't. But on the consoles, of course, it didn't look real good. So if you got a PC, I would suggest that you'll probably play this on the PC, because it is the best experience you'll have with this game by a long way. Okay, now as you can see, it's sort of, you gotta follow people around and do what they say, unlock this, do that, fight these guys, kill this person, listen in on this conversation. The fighting is a combination. Now, if you've probably played the original Assassin's Creed and number 2, you'll have seen that the combat was a lot different back then, and that most of it was countering moves. So the enemy would make a move, and then it's up to you to press the right button combination to counter the move and then launch an attack. I'm not sure if I like the new combat system or the old one better. If you played Origins, you would have seen that it's a completely different combat architecture about it, and there's not really any move countering as such, but mainly just parrying and then like dodging and swinging around, getting around behind them, and hitting them from the back after they've made a move, taking advantage of their momentum and their vulnerable opportunity. This game seems to use a little bit of that, but a little bit of the countering as well. I find actually it's probably the right balance between the old and the new systems. So I'm about to come up here and kill this thief. You can do a quick kill, which I'm going to do. You can jump off things from a height and kill people, much like you could in the first one and in the new ones. There doesn't seem to be as many weapons as such as like Origins. There was a lot of choice for different weaponry and stuff. I haven't seen a lot of weapons in this, but in saying that, there is still actually quite a few good ones that you can pick up. There's different swords, cutlasses, Spanish swords, English swords, different styles of swords, but they pretty much are all the same. It's just they look different, but they pretty much are all the same. The concept of hiding in barrels and stuff like that is all the same. Unlocking an area by climbing up to the top of the tower, synchronizing with your surroundings, has been one of the trademarks of the games, all the way from the first one, and still, I believe, a feature in Odyssey, and definitely was in Origins. So they haven't really changed a lot about the game when you look at it. The mechanics are all pretty the same. The gameplay is pretty much the same, but it's the storyline. And in this one, the storyline is basically you are a pirate, and at the start of the game, you steal someone's identity and go into the city and become someone who you're not, and trick the hierarchy to thinking that you were the person you stole the identity from. That's basically the storyline. I'm not sure the ultimate goal of the game as such. I haven't worked it out yet. I'm about 30% through it now, so it may not yet be apparent to me what the ultimate goal is of the game. But I know I'm enjoying this at least as much as I was with Origins, to be honest. So there you have it. Another one thing that is not the same as on Origins is the eagle, the hawk. Like, I forget his name, but you can like go into him and he uncovers things. You don't have it in this one. You've got like Hawkeye vision, which you can see things with, but you can't actually do anything with it. One of the things I liked in Origins with that hawk is you can actually use him to distract guards, or like even dive on them. Not sure what this bit is here. I saw this golden figure here, and I'm sort of not sure what he was doing, and it actually stuffed me up, made me fail the mission. I had to start it again because I was busy trying to find out what he was. It says bribe, so possibly some sort of an official, I don't know. But anyway, I restarted it from the checkpoint and completed it after this. Yes, so graphics are not as good as Origin, but you would expect it. I believe this game was, I think it was 2012 or 13. Might have been 2012. It's a pretty old, it's getting a bit on now. For that era, these graphics were honestly very good. And this is actually playing on my, I've got like two computers now. I've got one set up on my big TV and my main PC. And the one on my big TV isn't quite as powerful as my main computer. Has a RX 580 graphics card in it, which is what this is running on. So it can go to about, I think it's 1440p, which is about what I got this to, 1440 on ultra level. But I couldn't get it to 4K, it just was a bit laggy. I like to have good movement, at least 60 frames per second in games. I don't like 30 frames per second games which blur when you turn and don't give you a smooth experience. So for me it's more about frame rate than what it is about texture detail. But yes, it ran really good on a RX 580, so I imagine it would run in 4K no problems on my other computer. But like I said, I have a spare one just to play these sorts of games on my big TV. Now, what other things can I say about this game? Probably my favourite parts of the game is actually on the pirate ship, and I'm going to show you some of the pirate ship. very shortly. On the pirate ship, you can do what pirates do best and raid other ships. You can board them and kill people and take all their cargo. Here we go, buckos. We're on the cargoes. We're on the pirate ship. There's a lot of upgrades you can make to your pirate ship. Armor, cannons. There's a mortar on the back. You can go fishing on it, buckos. You can go fishing, yes. And you can spear some like whales. Oh, don't go off at me about it. If you're greedy and you love whales, it's in the game, right? I'm just reporting on it. Don't kill the messenger. I'm gonna pick up some loot here, as you can see. What was it? Usually it's either sugar, rum, wood, or metal. It's pretty much the main things you pick up. Sometimes cloth. As you can see, I've put some custom-made sails on my ship. And the graphics look really good here, I must admit. The water and that looks quite realistic, but the way the boat comes through it probably looks a little bit unrealistic. But the main things you do in the boat is go around raiding stuff, picking stuff up, travelling to different points. There's like treasure chests to be found on small islands and offshore. You'll see them appear on your map as you're going along. There's forbidden areas you're not meant to be in, which they come up as red. I'm in one of them now. As you can see, I'm about to attack this fort. It's one of my favourite parts of the game, actually. I really enjoy blowing these forts up. Some of them are a lot more difficult than others. Depends on how heavily guarded they are and where they are. This concept is also in Origins. You go around and liberate the forts. In Origins you get like the bounty hunters coming after you, and it's the same in this one. You get like a bounty hunting ship that comes out and searches for you. And I haven't actually had a fight with one yet. I should see what it's like, see if you kill them, and if there's a certain number of them like it was in Origins. You actually killed a certain number and then you got the whole lot. There's usually 3 or 4 parts to the fort you've got to destroy to get into it. And yes, destroying the fort doesn't mean you automatically win. You've actually got to go into it and fight the captain. Anyway, I think, in all honesty, this could be the best Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Odyssey yet, so I don't know. Origins was pretty good, but nothing new really. I may do a review on it for you, just go through it all. I honestly give this one, wow, I give it a 4 out of 5 buck diffs. I haven't really, I may even give it 5 if the storyline progressed a bit more and I could see exactly what the end goal was. At the moment I can't see what it was, so I can't really give it 5, but definitely it's a 4 out of 5. If you're new to the Assassin's Creed franchise, I wouldn't suggest starting at number 1. Number 1 honestly seemed quite dated, graphically, movement wise, concept wise. There was hardly any different sorts of characters in it even. And number 2, dare I say, I did not like it at all. I didn't like the storyline to it. It all takes place in France. It's boring. I couldn't be bothered playing any more than a few hours of it, and I just let it be. Haven't played number 3. This is number 4. Maybe number 3 is okay, but if you're looking to start somewhere, this is a good place to start. If you haven't played the franchise before, you can pick it up for $10 usually on Xbox One or PS4, or on PC. You can pick it up for about $10 too in most places. So it's cheap. It's getting on a bit. If you've got a decent PC, it'll look great. Honestly, it impressed me how good the graphics are for such an old game. But anyway, I'm going to leave you now. 4 out of 5 buck tips from Captain Bucko and this masterpiece of a franchise. I'm really actually quite a fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise in general. I'm looking forward to the new one. And well, we'll get to see what happens at the end. I may do another video on the ending sequence for you all, if you can't be bothered playing it and just want to see what happens. Anyway, I'll leave you with the rest of the game. This has been a Captain Bucko review. Stay tuned, buckos. There's a big one coming in the next couple of days. It's a game that's just been released. Not going to say the name of it here, but it is definitely game of 2018 by a mile. This is so impressive. It's going to be a 10 out of 5 buck tips for the next game I'm going to review. You just won't believe how good it is. Anyway, stay tuned for it. Captain Bucko shining out, and may the force be with you all.